And there were several discussions surrounding Camillo's candidacy, his representation, or lack thereof. And I listened to everybody's opinion, and I came to a conclusion that we have to pay close attention to today's politicians and their politics. If I were, and I am not, Camillo Gonsalves have two things that going for him. He's Minister of Finance, he's Gonsalves' son, and he has a seat that was traditional Labour Party was held by former Prime Minister, deceased Robert Milton Keyton. I get the impression, listening to people, that they admire the young man for his ability. And when they spoke, they mentioned his exploit in the Ministry of Finance. But the company you hear from most Vincent who spoke yesterday is they are not seeing him. He's missing in action, and they wonder why he's not representation. I get the impression from them they don't want anything from him. They just want to be identified with this is my elected parliamentarian, and he is here, there, and everywhere. But people will say because of the responsibility of Camillo Gonsalves, he cannot be here, there, and everywhere. But you can't tell to the electorate that they will say you have to find time for them because your responsibility is for representation of them in Parliament and not from ministerial standpoint. And I am hoping that Vincent is paying attention to all the individual persons who are making themselves available for candidates for both parties. And I get the impression yesterday, some people saying it's time for a change. Some saying it's too long in that. Some saying you can't go from baby doc or papa doc to baby doc. They need to see a more evident parliamentarian doing what is expected of them. And I am hoping that when the next election call, and they're going to call soon, that Vincent should pay attention to the individual choices that we have to make when it comes to voting. And when I say we, I am voting this year whenever I'm going to have call election because I have an agenda. And the agenda is seven where I'm going to have on Camillo. So I'm making sure that my vote is counted. And I'm hoping that people will give all these thoughts serious consideration. They will say, well, the feedback can come from my point, eh?
Yeah, I'm hearing it now, and I'm not sure why.
Look, I'm sitting quiet in the vehicle. And I am hoping that Vincent should pay attention to all. Think about what they offered, what they did over the last 24 years, and see if the new proposed policies by the NDP will make a difference. What we're going to vote on the surface, I'm going to encourage Vincent to vote for the NDP because it's too long in that and it's time for change from a political standpoint. All right, have a wonderful day and see you right here tomorrow morning.
All right, Kingsley, thank you and enjoy the rest of your day as well. See you tomorrow. That was Kingsley DeFreitas bringing to us his morning commentary there, and he was speaking about Camillo Gonsalves, the Minister of Finance and the representative, the ULP representative for the constituency again. Is West St. George? Is that West St. George? Mm-hmm. But his East St. George, East St. George, right? And his constituency of East St. George. The constituency members have been saying that, or the persons in the constituency have been saying that they're not seeing enough of Mr. Gonsalves. I think Kingsley mentioned that they say they do appreciate his ability that he has. They think he's doing a good job in his with his portfolio. However, his presence in the community, in the constituency, is not as they would like. And Kingsley mentioned something there where he said the constituents are going to say, you have to find time. You can't make excuses as to why, or continue to give the people excuses as to why you cannot see them. And this is for any politician, right? They are going to say that you have to find some time. And I do agree with that.
All right. Lord, I know that Kingsley has brought this up before, and more specifically in relation to Camillo. Well, I think on all occasions, but in relation to Camillo Gonsalves, sorry, Minister of Finance. Okay. But I am curious to know how many persons have the same thoughts or say the same opinions regarding their representatives in other constituencies, right? We hear a lot about Camillo not being present within his constituency, but can many persons throughout the other 14 constituencies voice the same thoughts and voice the same opinions, right? Where it is that I'm living in Clear Valley, the last election, nobody came to visit me, right? Yeah, nobody came. I don't know if it's a case where they came and I was not at home, but my cameras didn't pick up anything. So I'm going to say nobody came, right? Recently, I was graced with the presence of one of the persons running for the constituency. So I could make a note of that and say, okay, I've had that interaction and at least the person has visited, right? So I'm awaiting the visit of maybe the other person. But I really don't know how many persons see their representatives within their constituency. I can appreciate that it might be a challenge to engage with persons on a regular basis, but I figured finish that thought after. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Some of these guys in the constituency, the minister free to go in the constituency. If they're going to meet them in a shop, they will be there drinking strong rum. You like to have a drink? Yes, Guinness. They will leave the strong rum, they want Guinness and what. So they make them afraid to go and meet them. That is the way sometimes, like, they're afraid to go in some of these shops.
Because it's expensive too.
And that is true. That ain't a joke thing. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. And I could see that because the people are under the impression that, okay, these ministers making a set of money, right? So every time they choose to go and interact with them, let's say they pass the guys on the block, or as this caller saying, go into a shop, they're going to be calling for this and calling for that. Minister can't say, I don't have no money on me, or I can't afford it, because how are we going to look, you know? So that is also another thing where it can end up being expensive. But one of the things that I could probably say to counteract that is I'm disappointed with the fact that I don't see a lot the year of the election, right? And I think if the constituency offices are open, if the representatives say, well, whether they are the elected or they are on the opposing side and trying to be elected, if they say, okay, well, at least once a month, the office is going to be open, those of you with your concerns, etc., you can come there, you have that general interaction. You can have maybe a quote unquote community hall type of meeting. That would help to sort of negate maybe the situations of having to go and meet the guys in the rum shop, right? Because the persons would know where you are and they would understand that this environment isn't about drinking and socializing. Yeah, you might have a little drinks there and so forth, but at least for the politician, they're able to budget and contain their budget in a sense so that they don't end up having to, walk around and be spending this money. But you don't see the constituency offices open. People run to open these offices when it's time, the year of an election. But what was happening all the times before? You weren't concerned about my issues before. So, yeah.
That's true about the constituency offices. To be fair, there's one office that I have seen open, if I remember correctly. I've seen it open even before the year
It's
of the
true.
election, and that's the one in
Wait,
Camden Park, right?
That's
West Kingston,
Kingston, right?
yes, the ULP constituency office at West
Yeah,
Kingston,
that's
right by the main road,
mhm.
right? So that one has been open for a while. Now that I am here and we're talking about this, I'm thinking, I don't know where the NDP constituency office is. I've never
It's above the road in Camden. When you, boy, I can't get directions properly,
in.
but once you pass the bridge on Camden Park, as if you're coming down, let's say Bureau, continue on the Leeward and Mandela Highway, it's actually above the road. So every now
That's
and again,
not nature office
but you say, for who
for West Kingston, Cummins, Daniel Cummins.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where that office is.
Yeah, I actually don't know.
I ain't never seen that office. But anyways, I think I do know. I do know the only politician that I could say when you talk about presence in the community and seeing them, I actually have seen Mr. Stevenson on multiple. I'm always seeing Mr. Stevenson. I know his license plate, all thing. How I see him so much,
Okay.
right? And I know it's him because he drives his windows are down, so I can see him inside, and I know that's his. So he is the only politician I could say that I have seen, and I'm always seeing in his community. But to be fair as well, I don't know anybody else's vehicle. So if they are driving around in the community, I don't know, because I don't know their vehicles. I would not be able to recognize them, but I know his, and let me always see nature, always in around the place.
Or so somebody gave us a response here for the West Kingston constituency office. It's on the road to Edinburgh above the Kingston Cemetery.
Oh,
so that's probably why you're not seeing, because you're not on that side there.
Oh, but I passed. I mean, I seen that, man, because I've been to Edinburgh and Atley Hall a few times, so I should have passed that.
Yeah, but
I probably didn't notice or I don't remember. Okay, thank you. Next time I go talk, I'm going to look over there and see if I see it. I should be able to see it from like over by the Massey side or something. I should be able to see it from there, at least by the hospital road. But anyways, thank you. So yeah, that's it for that. As I think I have said before, I do agree that politicians have to find time to see your constituents, because how can you tell me you are representing me but you don't spend any time with me? What are you representing? How do you know to represent me? Who is giving you information about me? I'd rather you hear it from me. I would rather we talk and you get a feel of how things are than for somebody to come and give you information, because it may not be a true representation of the people. You can't be asking people to vote for you. If the people say they want to see you, you can't be telling me that you want to see me on election day casting my vote, but I can't see you other than that. I don't think that's fair, right?
And there's another thing as well too, but the college didn't make mention of it in this context, but politicians who are candidates who might feel as if they might get a little bit of a resistance if they go into, let's say, a voting stronghold area of the opposing side, right?
Brave.
You had to go brave. I mean, y'all back supposed to be broader than the rest of ours, but and I was telling somebody recently that I kind of, in my opinion, I could understand where the person was coming from, but in my opinion, that if you're only going to be going to the quote unquote opposing side and you're only going to be showing your face one time, I could possibly chant you down, because I'm going to say, I'm only going to see you one time before the election. So that means you only want my vote on account of this. But it's not to say that you may have like a genuine interest, and this is why you're always coming, because you could just possibly sway the vote of one individual or two individuals or other persons,
Yeah.
All right. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Both of you should be politicians.
Let me tell you, I would be one of them politicians driving with my window up. When you see I reach in my house, don't come and bother me. When I in the constituency, I will do what I have to do, but don't check me otherwise.
Thank you for your honesty.
It's something. It's tough being a politician, eh? And especially if you have a big constituency, it's hard. But I know that the ULP, their mandate is, I think it's every Thursday. The minister's supposed to be at the the constituency are. Sometimes they have different engagement and they never make it. But they always have someone there who represents the that ministry. Or the constituency councillor or whatever they call it. But sometimes it doesn't happen. There are different circumstances. But in order to be up and down in a constituency, it's not an easy task, because visiting the constituency is not as important as some other issues. For example, overseas visits and so on. Meetings and board meetings and all that kind of things. It's tough. But the main thing to all of them run away from, a caller mentioned, is the begging thing. Because I went around a couple of times with a representative, and especially shops, liquor. And you have people walking up to you and want, they want the light bill pay, the short, the water bill, it's everything. Kids, school. But the thing is, you have to visit these programs that the government set up. The politicians for the constituency don't necessarily have that ministry. So it mostly might just recommend you to go to that ministry that you can solve your concern. So it's rough.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of politicians who just get out of the politics because it's not their style of politics to go in the neighborhood and have to buy a picky here. And they think that they're going to give you a vote. It's much more important than that. You have to look at the nationally. How that minister says he may not be able. He's not the minister for communication and work and all them kind of things. So he may not be able to help you personally. Say, well, give you a job. Say, maybe it's a road, construction. He could send you to the various ministries. All right?
I agree to understand. Thank you.
Kingsley got a personal gripe with his family. So he bring in the politics.
Well, he did say the views expressed are his. So.
Yeah. I mean, I voted 40 years. And those personal things cannot convince me. You have to come better than that with programs and policies for the NDP in order for me to, whether or not to go one way or the other.
Okay.
I look at policies and programs. I don't look at one individual in the party.
Okay. All right, good.
Hey,
all right,
good morning.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
And just to end, so somebody I was talking with, and there's talking to plenty of people, anyways. They were saying, when you look at a politician, we have to first consider, you have to look at it. It's different. For this one individual, they wear different caps, right? So it's the politician, as in the person who has been elected for the constituency. They also have their professional life because you've elected them to do a job. So they have to be going into the office or an office to do their job. The other fact is that they have a personal life as well. They have a family that they need to take care of, that relationship between wife and husband and children. They also have that. So, you can see how it is that they are being pulled and stretched in so many different directions. And this is why, as much as we have these conversations about the individuals themselves who are putting themselves up as candidates, I always have to say more power to them. Because it takes a certain amount of strength that many of us don't recognize or we don't want to acknowledge for them to put themselves up and for them to even try to do an effective role, right? And I'm making excuses for people not being present, but it's a lot. And people only have 24 hours within a day. You don't even have 24 hours, to be honest, because you should be sleeping for at least 8 hours, So Those of you going up, more power to you.
I hear all those points, but I'm standing on make time for your people. If you want the people vote, make time for the people, because if you're too busy to see them, or what if they're too busy to see the polling station come voting day, what happens then? Let your, I know you have your personal life, I know you have your portfolio to take care of, but find some time still. And people stop begging the politicians for too much things when you come in your village. Try to use that time to speak with them. Don't scare them off because they're afraid you're going to beg for this, buy this drink, give me, buy that, give me. And that's a legit fair. Nobody wants anybody to be begging them generally like that all the time. So just imagine them. They don't have unlimited funds. If they come there, use the opportunity to talk about your policies, and you get a drink after election. Right.
But here you again. All right.
Anyways, we are heading out. It is 8:06 and we have Cop Chat in just a few minutes. We're leaving this talk segment.